Hey guys, Andy here from Mediocre Hobbies coming at you with more Skaventide content. So the day that this video is out, this Saturday, it is the actual launch day. This box set should be on the shelves available for you guys to pick up, and the majority of people will finally get their hands on it and be able to dig in themselves. So I thought long and hard about what video should be released on today. I wanted to paint something big and kind of impressive like the Warlord and the big Skaven beastie and stuff like that. But instead I decided to do my due diligence and share with you guys another batch of Clan Rat color schemes. That has been so far the most popular video I have made for the Skaventide, and there has been so many comments asking for the other major clans to be done in a video so that you guys have the ammunition needed to take your box set and be able to paint up your Skaven the way you want to. So that's what I'm going to do in today's video. I'm going to tackle 3 more Skaven clan rats, focusing on the 2 other main ones. So we're going to do Skryre, which is the guys who are particularly adept at constructing things like warp lightning cannons, doom wheels, and all those other crazy constructs. Clan Moulder, which are the guys who are responsible for all of the crazy abominations, rat ogres, hell pit abominations, and any other big beasties that exist there. And then just for fun, because with those 2 and then the 3 in the previous is actually the main 5. There isn't really a 6th major one. So we decided to go for the one that got the most votes, which is Clan Vulcan, which is probably the most unique and interesting Skaven color scheme I think that's out there. It's one of my favorites and one that I'm very excited to bring to the channel and share with you guys. Before I get into it though, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody. We did tick over the 50,000 subscriber mark the day of filming this, and that number is obviously continuing to grow. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much every single one of you guys out there who have hit that subscribe button and helped the channel grow to what it is today. If you want to help and support the channel even further, just whenever you watch a video of mine, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing, but it's immensely helpful for us. And if you do love what I want to do and help it grow even further, there's links to things like Patreon down in the description below, give you extra benefits and stuff from there. So you can go check that out, see if it's something that's for you. Okay, without further ado, let's dive in and get these 3 clan rats painted up. Okay guys, and here are the 3 miniatures that I'm going to use for today's Clan Rat video. Like I said, this is a part 2. We have already gone through 3 other clans. We did Clan Pestilence, we did Clan Eshin, and we did the Verminous clan, which is the basic kind of worry type one. Like I said, if that video did well and lots of people commented asking for more, I would do that. That is indeed what happened. So I'm going to go through that now, get 3 more clans. So we're going to start with Clan Moulder, which is of course the Beastie Boys. So I'm going to give you a little information about Clan Moulder, and then we're going to get into the painting side of things. So Clan Moulder are the undisputed masters of breeding, mutating, and surgically creating horrific fighting creatures and monstrous beasts of war. Such is the demand for these ferocious creatures that Clan Moulder is one of the wealthiest of all Skaven clans. While many are jealous of Clan Moulder's might, few dare to openly challenge them. Not when the clan can field an entire army of grotesquely mutated war beasts. The loathsome stronghold of Clan Moulder, known as Hell Pit, lies deep within the northern wastes. The many fell creatures that roam this land provide the raw material used in the clan's breeding pits, skin forges, and flesh laboratories. The Clan Moulder Spine Rune is a common brand amongst the clan's packmasters, as a symbol of the glowing green rat. The crude renderings of the whips and prodders used to goad these beasts have been made by the clan Infamous. So the Clan Moulder are, like I said, the guys who are responsible for creating things like the Hell Pit Abomination, all the rat ogres, and all the other beasties. The thing that the general was writing will have been a Clan Moulder. And of course these guys will have traded, slaves, clan slaves in the thousands, and warp tokens, all that kind of stuff, for beasties to be fielded in their armies. They literally go to Clan Moulder, they travel to Hell Pit to purchase these beasts to fight alongside them, or rent the beasts depending on the thingy. Also, we used Gulman flesh for the skin, and then we've gone for a nice bright tan color for the cloth. But the hoods on them are done in red, and this isn't just for looks. They specifically train the beasts not to attack like Skaven wearing red. At least that's the idea. It is a common misconception, and unfortunately the red does seem to anger a lot of the beasts, leading to lots of maulings and clan rat ogres tearing rats to pieces and all sorts. But that's the idea behind it. If you wear red, the beasts are not supposed to tear you to pieces. If it works or not, mostly not, no. As you can see, I got the base coats on the model fairly quickly, threw a shade on top of it, And now it's time for the layering process. Even at the shade stage, this model looks epic. I really am quite a big fan of the Clan Moulder color scheme. The kind of raggedy cloth and then the nice bright red is a really cool kind of complement to each other, I think. So we're going to keep things nice and simple. We're going to go for a 1 layer highlight for the skin. So we've grabbed Kislev Flesh. And as you can see, I'm working really fast. Remembering, these are clan rats. You got to paint hundreds of these guys for your army. So you want the scheme to be as quick as humanly possible or as ratly possible in order for you to stand a chance of actually getting through the project of painting up a Skaven army. I find this Skaven to be quite enjoyable to paint. All the different textures and stuff like that are quite easy to do. You don't have big flat panels or anything you need to be like really precise with. So it's not a bad thing. We're going to do, like I said, 1 stage of highlight on all the parts. So it's literally 1 base coat, wash all over, 1 layer, done. All you need, you're going to produce a stunning collection of clan rats with just those kind of steps. Even this, with just the skin and the cloth layered up, the model's already looking fantastic. We're going to have to jump up with the red as well, so we're going to go from fist on red. We don't want to go crazy bright. I don't think these guys have access to, you know, the brightest pigmented dyes from Altdorf or anything like that. They're working with what they got. How they make red dye, I don't think I want to know the answer to that question. And as you can see, working fast, just some touch highlights on the cloth and on the symbol on the shield. Mornfang brown for the brownie bits, really. So I've gone for the fur, the belt around his waist, the straps holding on his shield, and the cudgel that he used. I decided to grab the clan rat with the cudgel. Maybe he like beats the beasts forward and stuff. Maybe that's a terrible idea for him to do that. Maybe he gets the ideas from the pack masters. Had a terrible decision. Smacked a beast over the back, and unfortunately he's gotten squished for it. Here's a couple of still images of what he finally looks like on a tabletop. Like I said, it's a nice, bright, vibrant little model. Really happy with how it looks. Delighted. Okay, from here we are going to move from Clan Moulder on to Clan Skryre, another very interesting Skaven clan. Clan Skryre specializes in blending dark sorcery and arcane technology. Its warplock engineers are mad inventors that build infernal devices for destruction. So powerful did Clan Skryre become that they and their allies once took complete control of the capital city of Skavenblight, usurping whole clan quarters to house their sorcerous machinery. They hold many of the more prestigious precincts to this day, cavernous areas in which cathedral-sized warp forges and workshop build devastating warpstone weaponry. The esoteric arsenal is sold to warlord clans as quickly as slaves can churn it off the assembly lines, making Clan Skryre one of the most influential clans in all of Skavendom. The weapons and machinery of Clan Skryre are often inscribed with magical runes and symbols of dark power. These same markings are displayed on the clan's pennants and banners. So Clan Skryre is another interesting one. Once again, they kind of have that kind of dirty robe look, but they also play around with a lot of greens. And for me, I think you have to be careful with the greens because obviously we've got Clan Pestilence, which feeds a lot into the greens, and then Clan Skryre feeds a lot into the greens. So you gotta have something to break it up again. And as you can see, my glorious cameramanship there showed you exactly where you needed to put those first 2 colors, right? I definitely didn't hold my hands too high up and you basically didn't see a damn thing. But all it was Guilliman flesh over all the fleshy bits and Creed camo on the cloth. That's what you missed. I'm sorry for the bad cameramanship there. Hopefully it doesn't happen again throughout the rest of this video, but stupid mistake. As we go through the other colors that are required on this miniature, we have gone for a nice bright color on the shields. We're going for a little bit of metallic, so some silver on the chainmail. And then Clan Skryre obviously being lots of like mechanical details and lots of ironwork and steampunk stuff. I decided to go for a nice brassy bronze color for the huge amount of armor going down his back on the trim that goes around the shield. Like I said, if I was to try and break these guys up, I would try and get as many clan rats with some armor as possible to be part of Clan Skryre, being that they are quite a wealthy clan and they do have lots of forges to churn out armor, weapons, blades, and all that kind of stuff. I think having that represented on the miniatures, I think would be really cool. Like if I was to personally, you know, if I could get my hands on 3 sets of the Skaventide Skaven miniatures, I would take all kind of 120 clan rats. And I would probably do them in 3 squads of 40 and choose each 40 to be from a different clan. I think that would be super interesting to do, keep the army looking interesting. And obviously if you push all those models into one big fight in the middle of the table, having them be 3 different colors is going to be super helpful for breaking up the units. But I would pull apart all the different miniatures, you know, the ones that has the most cloth, the most raggy, most boils, most scars, Clan Pestilence, one with the most armor, blah, blah, blah. I'd be Verminous or Clan Skryre. And kind of in between, you could do the other one. But you know what I mean? Having the kind of match each other's aesthetic, I think would be kind of interesting and super cool. So as you can see, I've gone for the Balthazar Gold as my go-to for the base coats for bronze. I actually don't feel comfortable as a painter with brasses and bronzes these days. I don't know what it is. I really feel like I need to pick a project or a collection of miniatures, you know, get 10 models together, get them sprayed up and have a real good like afternoon play around with bronzes, because I'm just not there with them right now. I feel like I was better, but I haven't really delved into it too much. Play around with a bit of verdigris, a bit of, you know, a weathering kind of thing, and just get some really nice, because if I'm going to do a Skaven army, I'm going to get that warp cannon done for you guys in a later video. The Gatling cannon, I think I need to be just a little bit better. As you can see, I went for the Reikland Flesh shade for the shade on this guy. Obviously, that's going to complement the brass a lot. It's going to work perfectly with the flesh tan color. And it didn't do a half bad job on the green either. And then, as per usual, we're going to follow exactly the same steps as we did for the previous guy. So a little bit of Kislev Flesh, touch up on the face, hands, arms, leaving the fur behind as much as possible. That is another thing, the amount of the miniature that you want to be the skin color versus the amount you want to be the fur color is really like up for debate as to where, you know, one starts and one ends. You will see when I get to the Clan Vulcan at the end, I decided to make pretty much the majority of his body be fur and just like feet, paws, knees, elbows, those kind of things poking through as skin. But the rest of the legs, you can kind of do it because obviously they can't sculpt on the fine fur onto the smaller parts of the miniature. They have nice tufts of fur, and you can play on that as a style, or you can just go the whole way. So once again, I'm not really sure what the best ratio is. That's something you guys are going to have to decide for yourself when you get around to painting your own Skaven. I would love to know, like, I'd love to have like a poll and see who chooses what clans. Like, what is the most popular Skaven clan? I have no idea. Like I said, my favorite clan from the first video was Pestilence. I thought he turned out so well. And I didn't want to paint a Pestilence army. But now I'm feeling like I kind of do want to paint a Pestilence army because the color scheme we did turned out so well and I was really happy with it. So who knows? Clan Vulcan obviously turned out quite well from this, and I really did like how Clan Moulder looked. So maybe they're the 3 colors I choose for my 3 blocks of Skaven. Who knows? As you can see, we're in touching up the model now. We've gone some silver and we're touching up all the metallics, both the bronze parts, the brassy parts. I get brass and bronze mixed up. If you had a whole chart and was like, which one of these colors is brass and which one is bronze, I don't think I'd be able to tell you. I'm like metallic colorblind or something. I don't know. Anyway, I think it still turned out quite nice. I could have done with a little bit of vertigo or something to make it pop. And obviously the silver highlighting up over the blade worked a treat as well. And yeah, we've done things like teeth and eyes like we've done on all of them. And I think that works out a treat. Okay, so this is the 3rd one that we have done. And the next one we are going to do, of course, is churning over to the Clan Vulcan, which is, like I said, quite an interesting clan. Okay, Clan Vulcan. Clan Vulcan dwells in a fortress warren caves into the searing heart of Fire Mountains. All clan members are branded upon birth. Its warriors dye there for a bright red. The warriors of Clan Vulcan bear blades of shiny black obsidian mined deep beneath their volcanic layers. The storm vermin and warlords of Clan Vulcan even incorporate this material into their armor, inscribing it with runes that glow red with infernal heat. Clan Vulcan's banners typically display icons and markings on a background of lava, flames, or else upon an image of an erupting volcano. Unsurprisingly, Clan Vulcan breeds many pyromaniacs, and the clan is known for its fondness for warp fire throwers. As a result, many of the Vulcan's warriors are covered in soot stains, scorched fur, and scar tissue. Like, just as a concept, like all the other guys, all the other clans, you know, greens and tans and metallics and stuff. And then I just love that in this crazy world that is Warhammer, you can go completely left field. You're like, these ones live under a volcano. They have red fur and black obsidian blades. And they write a little bit of story. They talk about some cool banners. They give you some awesome information. And suddenly this whole idea comes spilling out onto the page.
It makes a whole bunch of sense, and it's really cool. I have, like, if I paged through this Uniforms and Heraldry of Skaven for many years, I've owned this book since the day it came out. And Clan Vulcan, to me, has always been the most interesting clan that isn't the basic 5. I've just thought it was awesome. And I've kind of always wanted to do some painting of one. So when you guys jumped into the comment section and did suggest Clan Vulcan over and over again, who was I to argue? In fact, I was more than happy to delve in and give this guy a go myself. You can see what I meant now with the red fur. Obviously, I've gone for a dark red contrast to do it, but obviously I've done much more of the body in the red, and that's me just saying that this guy's mostly red dyed fur, and a few bits of the skin are showing through. And it doesn't look ridiculous, and it doesn't look out of place. You could do this with the brown furs or the black furs or gray fur. Like, if you want to have more fur than skin to paint, then go ahead and do that. It's totally up to you. I think it's actually more natural. It's kind of more what a Skaven would look like, as opposed to some of the over-skinned ones that we've been doing so far. And even now, before I throw on the shade, he looks awesome. Now, I'm going for Berserker Blood shade across this entire miniature, because I once again want to play that red, fiery tone into everything, into the metallics, into the kind of tan, raggedy clothes that he's wearing, even into the skin. It's going to work so well, and it's perfectly okay to put that red tone over everything, because as we layer it up, we're going to pull those colors in different directions, but having that, like, in all the nooks and crannies, having that touch of red is going to help tie this entire miniature together. And lucky, we've got Kislev Flesh again, and we're going to do exactly the same thing and highlight this miniature's skin with that. If you want to take a skin a step further, add more layers in, please refer to the first Skaven Clanrat video I did, or the standalone. I did a rare Skaven character for the old world, and I did it in Clan Skurvy, which is a pirate Skaven, which is awesome. And I went into a lot of detail on how to paint their faces and skin and cloth a little bit more detailed. So if you do want to learn that, by all means, go and watch those videos after this one. And then after that, I think you'll have a pretty good basis for deciding what clan you want to do for your own Skaven forces. As you can see, grabbing Mephiston Red to layer up the fur, making him really pop out. I think if you had a whole, like I said, 40 of these rats all like ranked up, marching forward, even some big things in your good Storm Vermin or Clan Rats or Rat Ogre, sorry, with that red fur showing through and the pale skin, I think it's going to look so cool. So having a big portion of my army be Clan Vulcan is another option. I think it's between Pestilence and Vulcan for what my Skaven army is going to be. I don't know. Morghast Bone is what I used to layer up that raggedy cloth. I wanted to give it that kind of like burlap sack look, if you will. And I went through literally all my tans were all lined up, and I was kind of holding them up to the picture and trying to figure out which one it was. Morghast Bone, another one of those colors that gets forgotten by a lot of people. It's one of the newer colors out there in a pot, and it's really good. So yeah, go check it out for yourself if you get a chance to hold that pot in a store. See if you can find a use for it yourself. I've reached for it more times than I thought I would when I purchased it. Okay, and as you can see with all that cloth layered up, we're going to go back to the metallics. There's not a lot of metallics on this guy because, of course, they have obsidian stuff, but he does have a chainmail shirt. So quick lead belter highlight over the model. The belt buckle that's holding his black belt together, and the studs in his red fiery shield all got done with a touch of a highlight. Now, like I've said in the first video, I know I haven't showed you guys me painting like teeth and eyes. All it is, I grabbed a bone color, painted in the teeth, and a red color, painted in the eyes. That's it. Nothing crazy, nothing mental, no layering, just simple as. Now, the black blade got a coat of Ard Coat, which is a heavy gloss varnish, and it's going to help to give that obsidian look to the weapons and make those pop. And with that, we do have our finished Clan Vulcan Clanrat, and that is 3 more Skaven Clanrat color schemes ready to go for you guys. I hope that was super helpful, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy your Skaven as much as I.
Oh, well guys, we have finished our next 3 clan rats. Like I said, Clan Moulder, Clan Skryre, Clan Volkn are now finished. You guys now have examples on how to paint these guys up, which you can easily transfer over painting up for the other 40 members in your box set. So hopefully it was helpful. If you did find it helpful, make sure you do the usual things, like, comment, subscribe, show your support. It really does mean the world. And yeah, I want to do more videos on this box set. I still feel like I've only scratched the surface on it. If you guys are out there and want specific things, I think the cannon is one that's going to be done fairly soon for the Skaven, as it does look like a big complicated beast, and I'm going to show you guys how to break it down and paint it up very easily. So hopefully that's for you. Okay guys, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one.